Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Qudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, and that's still teaching this truth. And much peace, love, and salutation to the elect of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, beginning with the 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude who the Lord will deliver in these last days, which will all be of the nation of Israel. To you all, I say Shalom. I'm the brother Tazamah from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another lesson. And Lord willing, this lesson will be edifying to the elect. And today's lesson is going to be entitled, "The hardening of our enemies' hearts are all necessary for judgment." All right, the hardening of our enemies' hearts or minds are necessary for judgment. You know, and this was just something that I was meditating on in the spirit based upon, events, in our history, that as the scripture says that the things that are written aforetime are written for our learning, that we through patience and much comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So when we see the hardening of our enemies' hearts, beginning with these Edomites, and how they're, boasting themselves against Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, by way of their technology and their science and their, quote unquote, their technocracy that they're trying to build, them trying to establish this MOTB system, all the different laws that are being passed, the coming down of great wrath because he knows he has a short time, all right, which really is judgment, which will be judgment upon 2/3 of our people here in America, Babylon the Great, as well as the judgments that are going to be coming down upon Israelites that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And it will be a testing period for the elect too. The scripture says that that gold has to be tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. But all these things that these devils are doing, their secret meetings that they have when it comes to, the Bilderberg meetings or the Council of Foreign Relations or the Bohemian Grove and, the WIF, okay, these agendas that they have set up. This is really them hardening their hearts against Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, as it says in Psalm, the 2nd chapter, which is all prophecy. But there's events, as I stated earlier, there's events that's happened in the days of old that gives us comfort to understand and know why these things are happening, because ultimately it's the Lord putting them in the okie doke. Okay, it's Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai putting them in a trick bag, if you will. As a matter of fact, before we read this, let's actually read this in the book of Daniel real quick. Okay, because in the book of Psalm 24 it says that the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof, and all things that dwell therein. So everything on the planet Earth, whether it be animals, resources, water, people, mindsets, all these things are being controlled by Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, and that which also proves that there is no free will, because you got those the maniacs that fell out from Mississippi, that's calling on that unknown name, that name that's not even the Lord's name. Saying that you do have free will, which they're just waxing worse and worse. But anyways, this is this is the book of Daniel, chapter 4. Man, this is actually a good chapter because it goes into pretty much the how Nebuchadnezzar, his mindset got turned into the mindset of a beast, and that was just the Lord showing forth his power. But we're going to just jump straight to the point. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 4, verse 17. All right, it says, "This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men." Now, let's get this word ruleth real quick. The scripture says that the intent that the living may know that the Most High rules in the kingdom of men. Okay? This word ruleth in the Hebrew is shalayat. The root word is shalayat, or corresponding to shalayat, but that word is shalayat. All right. And when you get it here in the Hebrew Chaldee lexicon, It says having or exercising mastery. Let's read that again. Having, exercising mastery of the Most High. You see, so the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he has mastery over his creation. He has mastery, and he exercises his mastery over his creation. Okay? So, like, it's like if you have the mastery over a weapon, that weapon that you have the mastery over, or that craft that you have the mastery over, it's like, it's as if you created it yourself. You see? So Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he exercises mastery over the world. So let's read it again. It says, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. You see? So these different kingdoms and powers that are set up, all right, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is exercising his mastery over every single kingdom for his purpose, ultimately. You see? It says, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men. And that's why you have the basis of men ruling right now, the base man himself, which is Esau Edom. The worst man on the planet Earth, the number one scoundrel. All right, the number one scoundrel, all right, ruling, and he's ruling the planet Earth with the sword. And he has all these riches, and he has all the resources now, and he's ruling the world right now by way of lies. But who's the one that gave him that power? It was Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, ultimately for a purpose to show the Lord's power in bringing him down. Okay. Now let's get the book of Deuteronomy, the 2nd chapter, and let's start at verse 26. All right. Now this is Moses recounting history to the new generation that was going to be going into the promised land, because that old generation got killed off in the wilderness because of unbelief, murmuring. So the pretty much the law had to be reinstituted to the newer generation that was going to be going into the land of Canaan, which later became the land of Israel. All right, it says, and I sent messengers out of the wilderness of Kedemoth unto Sihon, king of Heshbon, with words of peace, saying, let me pass through thy land. Okay, it says, I will go along by the highway. I would neither turn unto the right hand nor to the left. So pretty much when we were going into the land of Canaan, there were particular kings that did not allow us to go past their land. Okay, but this is the whole point of the lesson, and we'll get the whole reason why. The reason why. It says, thou shalt sell me meat for money, that I may eat, and give me water for money, that I may drink. Only I will pass through on my feet. So pretty much like, look, if we need to get some food, if we need to get some water, we'll even pay you. You see, all we want is just to pass through, because going through the King's Highway, or along the highway there, it would have made it a faster route and a more easier route for us to get into the land of Canaan. You see, but Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he works in mysterious ways, as the cliche saying goes. But when you read in Deuteronomy 8, the 8th chapter, it talks about how we walked in the wilderness for 40 years because the Most High was proving us. You see, he was proving us by getting the Egypt up out of us and seeing if we will be obedient to his commands and to his word. You see, it says, as the children of Esau, which dwelt in Seir, and the Moabites, which dwell in Ar, did unto me, until I shall pass over Jordan into the land which Yahweh our power giveth us. Check this out, verse 30. It says, but Sihon, king of Heshbon, would not let us pass by him. It says, for Yahweh thy power hardened his spirit. See that? Let's get that word hardened. He hardened his spirit. Okay. So that word hardened in the Hebrew is quashah. All right, that word in the Hebrew is pronounced quashah. Okay. And when you get that definition here, it says, let me go up a little bit. It says make hard. You see that? Stiff, stubborn, figurative of obstinacy, which means like obstinance pretty much means to be rebellious or to be stubborn. You see, so the Lord was the one who made King Sihon stubborn and did not allow us to pass through. But once again, it was for a particular purpose, as we're going to continue to read. All right. It says, for Yahweh thy power hardened his spirit, and made his heart obstinate, that he might deliver him into thy hand. You see, so all that happened, and the Lord hardened the spirit of King Sihon, all so that prophecy ultimately could be fulfilled with us entering into the land of Canaan and acquiring those particular lands. You see, so that we wouldn't have mercy upon the Canaanites, and we wouldn't have mercy upon these different nations. You see, as the Lord told us not to do. He told us not to have mercy on them and to utterly destroy and slay everything. We didn't do that, but that was the commandment that the Lord gave us initially. All right. And it says, it made his heart obstinate, that he might deliver him into thy hand, as appeareth this day. It says, and Yahweh said unto me, behold, I have begun to give Sihon and his land before thee. Begin to possess, that thou mayest inherit his land. So that was all the doing of the Lord, that he made his mind and made his heart and his spirit stubborn and didn't allow us to pass through, so that we could ultimately take his land and wage war with them. You see, it says that Sihon came out against us, he and all his people, to fight at Jahaz, and Yahweh our power delivered him before us. And it makes me think of the scripture that says that the saints shall take the kingdom. You see, because it's already written how the kingdom is going to fall. It's already written that Esau, he's going to be destroyed. The rock, which is Yahweh Shai, is going to smash into the feet, which is of iron mixed with miry clay. So it already tells you how the spirit, how this kingdom is going to fall. So it says, and Yahweh our power delivered him before us, and we smote him and his sons and all his people, and we took all his cities at that time, and utterly destroyed the men and the women and the little ones, and of every city we left none to remain. So it was a complete slaughter. It was a complete slaughter. It didn't leave no one. You see, killed the king, killed the seed. Okay, killed the men of the city, destroyed the women of the city, destroyed the children. It says, of every city we left none to remain. Only the cattle we took for a prey unto ourselves, and the spoil of the cities which we took. It says, from Orir, which is by the brink of the river Arnon, and from the city that is by the river, even unto Gilead, there was not one city too strong for us, for Yahweh our power delivered all unto us. You see that? So the hardening of his heart, as we read, was all segued in to the fact of judgment being implemented and prophecy ultimately being fulfilled of us attaining that land. Now, somebody may say, God is a God of love, and that God wouldn't do that. God wouldn't do that. Well, the scripture says that who hath resisted his will? You see, the Lord is the one that's in control of everything, man. And the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, allowed that to happen so that ultimately the promises could be fulfilled at that time of us going into that land. This is Joshua 11 and 6:16. It says, so Joshua took all that land, the hills, and all the south country, and all the land of Goshen, which the land of Goshen, that was in Egypt, in the valley, in the plain, in the mountain of Israel, in the valley of the same, even from the Mount Halak, that goeth up to Seir, even unto Baal-gad, in the valley of Lebanon under Mount Hermon. And all their kings he took, and smote them, and slew them. See, so he was putting all the kings throughout that time, and throughout that conquest, he was putting all their kings to death. And we were acquiring that land. Okay, this is what you call a true holy war. That they say it's a war, it's a holy war going on between the power, which it is holy at the end of the day because it is prophecy. But a true holy war is us getting the green light from Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and the command from the Lord to completely exterminate. You see? That was really supposed to be an extermination process at that time. But at the end of the day, prophecy had to be fulfilled. Okay. Verse 18, Joshua made war a long time with all those kings. There was not a city that made peace with the children of Israel. Let's read that again. There was not a city that made peace with the children of Israel, save the Hivites, the inhabitants of Gibeon. All other they took in battle. So the only nobody else around us, none of our neighbors, nobody else around us tried to make peace with us. But it was for a reason. It says, except the Hivites. Okay, verse 20. For it was of Yahweh to harden their hearts. You see, so it was of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, that he hardened their minds and not be at peace with us, that they should come against Israel in battle, that he might destroy them utterly, and that they might have no favor, which is another word for favor is mercy, right? It says that he might destroy them utterly, and that they might have no favor, but that he might destroy them as Yahweh commanded Moses. You see that? So the Lord placed it on their spirit, okay, for them not to not have peace with us, so that there will be no mercy shown unto them, so that we could acquire that land as it was commanded unto Moses. So how much more in today's time when it comes to these devils, man? Okay, hey, the scriptures tell you that, you know, the heathen rage. It says that why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves and they take counsel against his anointed, against Yahweh and against his anointed. But when you go all the way down in that chapter, which you know you can read it for your own time, but when you go all the way down in that chapter, it says that what? That the Most High shall laugh. You see? It says that the Most High shall laugh, man. Okay? This is Numbers 11:23. It says, and Yahweh said unto Moses, is Yahweh's hand waxed short? Thou shalt see now whether my word shall come to pass unto thee or not. And the Lord's hand is not short that it can't save. Yahweh Bashem Yahushai knows the situation that we in. He knows the scenario situation that we in because he put us in the scenario situation that we in. You see, he's the one that put us in captivity, man. So with the Lord putting us in captivity, okay, he understands and knows the outcome behind it. He knows what he's going to do to get us out. He understands and knows Yahweh Shai is going to deliver us, man. He's going to send Yahweh Shai back in his own time. When Yahweh tells Yahweh Shai and he gives him the green light, that's what it is. But the Lord knows. Lord knows. You know, inside joke. But yeah, the Lord knows, man. You see? Yahweh Bashem Yahushai knows what this wicked devil's doing and what he's plotting. There ain't no secret that they can hide from Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Ain't nothing in darkness that these devils are doing that the Lord is like, oh, well, you know, I didn't know that was happening and taking place. Oh, snap, man. They almost put a fast one on me. Whew, man, that ain't happening. Nah, man. The Lord is allowing these devils to do these things that they're doing on the planet Earth, man. He's allowing them to do it. And he's so cold is that he's putting it in their mind thinking that they're circumventing Yahweh Bashem Yahushai somehow. That's why he's greatly to be feared, man. This is Exodus 4:21. It says, and Yahweh said unto Moses, when thou goest to return into Egypt, see that thou do all these wonders before Pharaoh, and all the great wonders that the Lord did, man. You know, turning the staff of Aaron into a snake that gobbled up pretty much the other snakes of the magicians. Letting you know that the power of the Lord is far greater than the power that these heathen have on the left hand side, man. Turning the rivers into blood and the waters into blood, the plague of lice, the murrain plague, the plague of hail, darkness, you know, the slaying of the firstborn, the frogs, all these different things, man. Just imagine seeing all these different things, and the scripture says that the Lord is going to bring plagues upon Egypt as in the days before. So what do you think is going to happen when a lot of these different plagues begin to ramp up on a higher level? Esau's heart is still going to be hardened. You know, He's still going to try to bring some scientific explanation behind it. Well, scientifically, there's the reason why the water is red is because there's a large amount of algae. That's, all these scientific. That's why the scripture says. I'm sorry, I know I'm quoting a lot, but in Isaiah the 47th chapter, it says, "Let your astrologers and your monthly prognosticators." As a matter of fact, let me just get it real quick. Monthly prognosticators. Yep. Isaiah 47:13, it says, "Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels." You see, there's all these different counsels that these devils are having to try to hide, their way from the Lord. That all these different counsels set up to try to cut us off from being the people, trying to fight against Yahweh Shai and the angels when he returns. So they're wearied in these counsels because they're seeing the prophecies come to pass, and more they're seeing through the spirit and the power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, the elect are waxing stronger and stronger. So they're wearied, you see. So now they're starting to move quicker because they understand and know, like, man, we got to make a move, you see. But it's the Lord putting it in their mind to even want to have the thought to make the move. It says, let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. You see? So all these different forecasts that these devils have, to cast before, all these different forecasts that they have, thinking that they'll be able to save themselves from the destruction. That's the Lord putting it in their mind for them to harden their hearts even more. Okay, well, what we're going to do? We're going to go to outer space. Even though the prophecy says that they would do that. We're going to go into the heavens. Okay, matter of fact, we're actually going to make a underwater resort, which the prophecy says would happen. If we end up doing this, matter of fact, what we're going to do? We're actually just going to dig domes, deep underground military bunkers to escape World War III and these missiles that we're going to shoot off, which the Lord already said that would happen. And we're telling you to your face that these things are going to happen, and your heart is still being hardened to still continue to do these things. But it's all for a purpose, as we're reading. Let's read this again. Exodus 4:21. "And Yahweh said unto Moses, When thou goest to return into Egypt, see that thou do all those wonders before Pharaoh, which I have put in thine hand. But I will harden his heart, that he shall not let the people go." There it is right there. You see, so the Lord was the one, as we know, the Lord was the one hardening Pharaoh's heart, that he wouldn't let him go. But it was all for prophecy's sake, man. So that Pharaoh could be risen up, as we're going to get here in Romans, so that his power could be shown in Pharaoh, just as his power is going to be shown in this modern day Pharaoh. Okay. This is Romans chapter 9, verse 14. "What shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High? God forbid. And there ain't no unrighteousness with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai." Okay, when you get this word unrighteousness, that word is adikia. Okay, adikia, when it says injustice of a judge. So is the Lord unjust because he can create who he wants to create to make them do whatever the hell he wants them to do? No. Okay. It says, "For he saith to Moses, I will have mercy on whom I will have mercy, and I will have compassion on whom I will have compassion." And the Lord's going to have mercy and compassion ultimately, unto the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect. "So then it is not of him that willeth." You see? "So then it is not of him that willeth." What does the word willeth? What does the word willeth here mean? That word is stelo. So it's not of him that willeth. All right. To be resolved or determined, to purpose. So so what you resolve, what you determine to do, or what you purpose to do, you could have these purposes and aspirations of doing particular things. But just because you have the purpose and mindset to do it and the thought to do it, the Lord ultimately is the one that places that thought in your mind. You see? So then it is not of him that willeth, nor of him that runneth, right? But of the Most High that showeth mercy. You see, Salaki, it's of the Most High that shows mercy, right? "For the scripture saith unto Pharaoh, Even for the same purpose have I raised thee up, that I might show my power in thee, and that my name might be declared throughout all the earth. And that's what the Lord is going to do with Esau when he brings him down. That the name of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, will be declared throughout the whole earth. That, man, the God of the Bible, the God of the Israelites, his name is Yahweh, and his only begotten son's name is Yahweh Shai. They are the ones that did that to America. They are the ones that brought down this whole system of Edomite supremacy. They were the one this was done by them. And these are his people. In the land where it shall be said unto you, you are not my people, there it shall be said unto thee, ye are the sons of the living power. You see that? Therefore hath he mercy on whom he will have mercy, and whom he will he hardeneth. You see that? And whom he decides to refuse to listen and have them just do their own thing, which they think that they're doing their own thing, but they're not. It's of Yahweh B'Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's why the scripture says that he frustrated the tokens of the divine of the liars and maketh diviners mad. In Isaiah 44 chapter. You see? So it's easy to get kind of caught up in what Esau's doing at times, and with the whole mask and all the all that stuff that Esau be doing. But it's like at the same time, on the balance side of it, it's like, man, it's just the Lord hardening his heart and making him more devious and more mischievous, man. So Lord willing, this is an edifying lesson. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Hakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us his truth and that's still teaching his truth. And much peace, love, and salutation to the elect of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Until next time, I say shalom.